UTM's Grid Edge World Forum. I'm Andrew Mulherker, joined by Dave Grant of Tendril, and we're here to talk about consumer engagement. So Dave, the utility industry's approach to consumer engagement hasn't historically matched that of some other industries. What signs are you seeing that this is changing?
Right. Thanks, Andrew. I think that's right. It hasn't, and it probably hasn't had to in the past, right? So I think the biggest thing that it's changing is customer expectations, right? And obviously that's being set by the other industries, right? Anybody from the social media sites like, Facebook, et cetera, where you can interact with Facebook anytime on the go, et cetera. The other industries, travel industries, banking industries, et cetera, which have done a really good job of engaging their customers, and they've had to, right? Because if you don't engage the customer, right, you lose out, right? And I think of even setting those expectations, think about Amazon and one-click checkout, right? What's the equivalent of that for the utilities? I think that's the bar that's been set outside the industry.
Right, and so what are the lessons we can draw? What are the key elements that utilities should be thinking about incorporating into their customer engagement programs?
Right. Well, we think the number one thing is that we have to flip the model in a couple different ways. One, which is it's been historically, more about paper, then shifting a little bit to online engagement with portals and et cetera like that. So that's been kind of a pull type of a thing. I think it's unrealistic to expect, that the average consumer is going to come home at night from a long day at work and think, okay, maybe I'll just, settle in and check my utility portal, right? I don't think that's going to happen, right? And so what we think one thing that's got to flip around is you got to get to a mobile first, mentality, right? Not an and mobile. A lot of people have done the and mobile, but you got to get to mobile first, right? And I think the evidence of that is carried in our pockets today, right? I know my cell phone's right here. I bet yours is as well, right? So consumers are connected, 24/7, right? And so I think it's got to be a mobile-first strategy, and you've got to make it easy to interact with that mobile device.
Yeah, and can you go a little further on what it really means to be mobile-first for utility, and how might that differ from utility sort of mobile applications in the past?
So what most companies have done, and this goes not only just utilities but other industries first, they start out with what's called a responsive application. So you take the traditional website that was built for the web and built for a large screen, and then you make that responsive so it will show up on a mobile device and a small screen. But it's really the same paradigm. It's meant for a point and click type of a thing. And so by going mobile first, right, you're able to do things like a very simple user interface. Think about how people use mobile. Very often you might be on a train, you might be on the elevator, you check things, you check a text message, you got 15 seconds, right? So also changing the paradigm is about going to like what Facebook calls a news feed, right? A quick summary on what's happening, and then a quick ability to say, yes, I'm interested, no, I'm not. And in 2 seconds you can be done.
Right, and part of the idea is to put all of the energy decisions that the consumer has to make in one place, right? So what are the sorts of utility programs that you're looking to present through this unified mobile application?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So one of the mistakes that's been made is, for many different organizations, they might have, bill pay, in one direction on one application. It might be on a mobile application, might be separate, energy efficiency somewhere else. But yeah, so we absolutely believe, we looked at the other industries, like when you travel, right, you don't go one place to check in, another place to pay for your bags, et cetera. It's one mobile application, right? So the unification of that is one lesson that's definitely learned for utilities. So the types of applications are really everything that you'd want to interface with the consumer about, right? It's things like the bill pay application, it's outage notifications, it's energy efficiency, right? And another part about it is we believe utilities have to play a bigger role in the home, right? Most consumers don't identify what is a kilowatt hour, right? But what they do identify with is the things that use energy in their home, right? So like the thermostat, the HVAC, the other things like that, their EV, right? So I think utilities need to get more into that space as well.
Well, great. Thanks, Dave. Appreciated hearing your thoughts today and look forward to continuing the conversation.
Great. Thanks for having me.